Hi everyone and welcome to a new video. In this video I'm going to take a look at all the games that I'm currently investing in and how I'm trying to protect my investment by supplying liquidity and staking the tokens that I'm getting from these projects. If you like the sound of that, be sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe at the end of the video. So the first project that I aped into was Star Atlas. As you can see, it is a project that is very similar to EVE Online. If you have been in the gaming scene for quite some time, you must have heard about EVE Online. So this one is very similar. You're building a space economy, there is action involved, you can do trading, whatever. So it's a huge MMO space game, and this one is definitely looking good as well. Now, the reason why I'm referencing EVE Online is because this game was created in 2003 and it's still around, it still has a vibrant community, so it has been in the gaming scene for decades, and that is definitely amazing. And of course, as soon as a game has got an economy, a bunch of interesting items that you can have, and a whole gaming economy around it, this of course is perfect for the blockchain. And if you then look at the Star Atlas game, the game is looking good, the team is looking good, they already have some really great footage. So having a combination of EVE Online and the blockchain, this is just a match made in heaven. Sadly, I was too excited about this project, so I FOMO'd in. As we can see on the graph, on the first days it really shot up super high, and of course I bought in, I think around the 20-cent mark, and after that it really crashed down. Of course, I bought in some more around these levels, so I'm definitely averaging out. Now thankfully in my case we're not talking about huge amounts of money, and the first thing that I did as soon as I got my tokens was go over to Radium because they had a liquidity reward program there. So the Star Atlas game, it has two tokens, so it has a governance token and a game token, if I can call it that way. And I chose to put them in the Radium liquidity pool and the Atlas USDC liquidity pool. As we can see, we're getting higher returns, of course, if you provide Radium as well. So Radium is the native token of the Radium DEX, and the Radium DEX is one of the bigger DEXs over at Solana. So usually if Solana goes up, Radium will go up as well. So in my opinion, because I believe in the Solana ecosystem, it was a pretty safe bet to do it this way. And additionally, we are still getting some very nice returns. As you can see, this is 120% APR, 130% APR, and then on the non-native pair, if I can call it that way, we're still getting 80% APR. Now, it's important to note that we started at about 300%. Of course, this went down, but we have been farming for 3 months now, and we are still above 100% APR on these two liquidity pairs. So this is definitely impressive that they can hold it up so long. So basically what I've been doing, I've been gathering my tokens, collecting them, and I'm putting them back into Radium and back into Atlas, and I'm filling up this and compounding everything into this liquidity pair, as we can see right here. Now in my case, I don't mind holding the Atlas tokens, and I really don't mind if the price is fluctuating between 0.1 and 0.2. A game of this magnitude, it just takes a long time to develop. So as long as the price is fluctuating between those two, I really don't mind because I'm getting these interests on the liquidity pools and I'm getting these extra rewards, and this way I'm growing my stack automatically without having to invest extra money into these tokens. We also have to keep in mind that the market cap of this game is 285 million and the fully diluted market cap is 4 billion. So this is definitely not small. There is of course still room for growth. But again, rather than pouring new money into it, I'm just getting extra tokens thanks to the liquidity farming. Next up we have Monkeyball. This is like a soccer game. This was being pushed by a lot of YouTubers, so I was excited about this one as well. They were doing a launch on a new launchpad on Solana, which was called Star Launch. And today I got my allocation. So what I did, I bought $1,000 worth of Star and I started staking them. At that current price, that gave me 55 stars, and I locked them up for quite some time, I think for 3 months, so until February, to get the maximum amount of return. In return, you will get a non-listed token, which is N2H4. Now it's important to know that I started staking the Star token as soon as it was possible. So from the start, so staking $1,000 gave me an allocation of a measly $3 in this project. This is really nothing. The token will launch apparently at a swap rate of 25 MBS for 1 USDC. So I will be getting 75 of the MBS tokens. So even if this project would be a unicorn and do a 1000x, I would still only have $3,400. So yeah, this whole system is a bit silly if you ask me. $3 allocation, $1 allocation, it's just not worth it. It's better to work with a whitelist. I also don't know how they were able to get 4 million together this way. because if I'm only getting 0.3% allocation compared to my investment, yeah, this means that some people have invested insane amounts in the star token to get a little bit of allocation for this game. Next up, we have the Sandbox. I think everybody heard about the Sandbox by now. Now, I bought my tokens at the end of 2020 and put them in the liquidity pool from the start almost. So this gave me 27 Uni V2 staked tokens. As you can see right now, I have 5 sand waiting, but it is important to note that I did already claim 1000 sand tokens. So yeah, it has given me a nice return, but it is very important to keep in mind the impermanent loss. Now in this case, Ethereum is doing well, but sand has done much better. Now this brings us to the sad truth that most of the time when you provide liquidity, you're not making that much money due to impermanent loss. So in this case, because sand has been doing so well, I've gotten $4,000 worth of Ethereum extra. So that means 1 Ethereum I've added to my portfolio. Sadly, I've lost almost 2k in sand. So the difference is negative if you don't include the market gains. So on this liquidity pair that I provided, I actually lost $6,000 compared to buying 3,000 sand and buying 0.27 Ethereum. However, if Ethereum would now start outperforming sand again, then there will be a balance and this difference will be absorbed. Now, it is very important. I am getting extra rewards. So if you're just looking at the liquidity pair, I've lost money, about 6k compared to holding them separately. But of course, I've had these extra sand rewards, of which I already claimed 1000 earlier on. And I think a few months ago, I also claimed 750. So if I would add the sand tokens that I've already claimed at the current valuation, that would almost completely compensate this difference. So all in all, this would still be profitable, but this does show you how important it is to keep an eye on impermanent loss. And sometimes it is just better to hold the 2 different tokens rather than entering a liquidity pool. Next up, we have Axie Infinity. I've invested a little bit in that one as well at the end of 2020, so I have a nice stack of those. I did sell more than half of them already pretty early on, so I wasn't able to capitalize on the full growth. However, the ones that I did keep are still worth a nice chunk of change, so I put them in this farm over on the Ronin chain. So this is not in the game, but the whole game works on the Ronin chain. And right now you can provide liquidity for the Axie token and Ethereum, and you'll be earning the RON token. So the RON token will be the native token of the swapping or the DEX platform that will be available on the Ronin chain. Now this is the only way to do it, so that is why I'm providing the liquidity. I also think most of the biggest gains for Axie Infinity are already behind them, and I expect that Axie Infinity will just follow the market along with Ethereum, so I'm not that afraid of the impermanent loss, and I really think that the extra tokens that I'll be getting will more than compensate the difference. So if you're holding Axie tokens, be sure to check this one out. Another thing that I can really recommend you guys doing if you're holding the Axie token is simply staking them on the Ronin chain. So this means you don't have to provide liquidity, you're just locking up your tokens and cashing in those rewards. I think I started a little over a month ago with this, and the APR hasn't gone down below 100%, so it's almost stable around this 113%, which of course is an insane return on a token like Axie. Next one that I'm looking forward to is Kitsumon. It's a flash launch over at TrustSwap. This means it's a lottery system, so not everybody will get allocation, but I'm definitely looking forward to this one, and maybe they're doing some launches over at other launchpads as well, so definitely check it out. So this game is definitely more original than the first mobile game that I found on the blockchain, which was the League of Agents, which is basically a one-on-one copy of League of Legends. So I'm definitely more excited about Kitsumon because they're combining the whole breeding aspect with a mobile game, so this is definitely an interesting combination. The next game I want to talk about is SIDUS NFT Heroes. So this is a project that is getting a lot of attention from big YouTubers as well. So if possible, try to get into this one. They're using several launchpads. As you can see, the date has not been announced yet, but it will be really close. So I think they'll probably launch next week or something. So they're doing a launch at Red Kite, but also over at Paid on the Ignition launchpad, as you can see. Over at Paid, however, you can already join the lottery. So again, it's a lottery system, and the lottery will close on the 9th of December. Now, when it comes to the game, it's still very early on. As you can see on the SIDUS NFT Heroes website, you can already play a demo. So it's pre-alpha version 0.1. So do understand, if you buy into this project, it will take a while before it really takes off, or maybe there will be some initial hype and the price of the token will go up, but then probably it will go down because they simply have to continue and develop the game, and probably when they're close to release, the price of the token will go up again. So even if you don't get into the IDOs, there will be plenty of opportunity to buy the dip on projects like this. As you can see, the game will be a 3D adventure game. It will be playable in your browser, and I think it's looking really good already, especially for a browser game. It's running really smooth, so I'm definitely looking forward to see this game evolve, and I don't mind trying to get into the IDOs and trying to get into it early. If I don't make it, then I'll just wait for the dip and buy some tokens then. As you can see, if you buy into a project, it is worth checking out if they have a liquidity program or a staking program. If they have both, then usually it's more interesting to go for the staking program, especially if you're planning to hold the tokens for the long term. This way you're getting interest that you would normally not get if you just hold the tokens in your wallet. Now when it comes to liquidity providing, do keep in mind there is impermanent loss, and especially if a project starts to moon, you would be better off holding the token itself. On the other hand, if it's a good liquidity program, the additional rewards will offset the difference. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to post a comment, because this will help push the video in the YouTube algorithm. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.